Is there any new people here tonight, please? Do you mind putting up your hands? Quite a number of us. Thank you. Thank you. So, new. Of course, new people, I trust we're all new. So let's talk about new. Let's all be new tonight, and let's understand what it is to be new. First of all, to be new anywhere is to be able to listen. Not to listen to what you've heard before. Because if you listen to your partner tomorrow morning at breakfast, to how you heard him or her last night, there won't be anything new in your interaction. And isn't that what ruins our relationships? That we can't listen new to each other. And also, isn't it that we can't listen new to each other because we're not saying anything new? So when your lover or partner or friend or mother stops saying anything new, you stop listening. You've heard it all before. And that's what happens. That's called familiarity. And that's what ruins love. Notice the word familiarity comes from the word family, or vice versa. Every family exists in the past. They're always saying the same old things to each other, so therefore they are familiar. As soon as you get familiar with each other, love goes out the window and sentiment comes in with emotion. You know what Christmas dinner's usually like? A good family gathering where we all have a good argument at the end of the day, or we all talk about people. We never say anything new at Christmas dinner. Nothing ever is said new at Christmas dinner. Even if we talk about Jesus, there's nothing new in Jesus. There is something new if you don't talk about anybody and talk about something that has no personality. If you talk about love or truth, which I trust I'm talking now, not talking about the past, nothing familiar here, I trust. Because we are not familiar, you and I. I'm not familiar with anyone. Therefore, I don't have any problems with anyone. As soon as I get familiar with anyone, I will get problems with them. They will start to relate to me like something out of their past. They'll call me, for instance, a friend. I'm nobody's friend. Or I'm everybody's friend, whichever way you like. I don't have any friends. Or everybody's my friend. You've got to be very careful of having friends, because then you don't see the world new. You're looking for your friend and missing all the people. You see, to be new is to be able to be here now. Because no one can show me anything in the past. Because everything is here now. Now, would anyone like to have a try at showing me something in the past? Anyone like to have a try? It's amazing, isn't it? That all we talk about is the past, and yet no one can ever show me anything in the past. And yet that's all we talk about. Isn't that extraordinary? Well, that's what being familiar is. And as soon as you're familiar, you start to say, well, you get bored. You start to say, well, you've got to be familiar with the other people, haven't you? And you talk about familiarity or the past. And then when they've all gone, you say, well, I don't know why the life's gone out of me, why I'm not like I used to be, vital, alive, when I was a child, remember? Well, children are not familiar, you know. They're spontaneous. They're new every moment until you and I teach them, right, how to hang on to the past. So when they come in, necessarily, because we all live in the past, we have to teach them to talk about the past. So we say, what did you do at school today? That's preparing them for a dinner party in 15 years' time. You see, that's our way of life. Well, that's all right. You can't change the way of life. You can't change the way of society, but you have to understand society and what you're up against. That every time you talk about the past to someone, you're making them familiar. You're putting familiarity on yourself, and you're making yourself discontented. So what's the cure as far as your life's concerned? You can't change society, because wherever you go, every phone call you're going to make tomorrow, I'll tell you, they'll talk about the past. What can you do to be new? We are talking about being new, aren't we? You know, that thing that we're all really longing to be is to throw off all the shackles, right? To be new, to be myself, it's called, isn't it? People say, if only I could be myself. To be new every moment. So what's the first cure for that? Well, the first one is, every time you catch yourself talking about the past, don't. It's not going to be so good for your relationships, but at least you'll start to be true to yourself. For a while, of course, the brain will get very disturbed, because the brain is not what you are. The brain is not your love. You know, that thing inside that you feel, how I long to express what I have. This beautiful love, this sweet tenderness that I have inside, which always comes out in words that people misunderstand, because you've got to use your brain to express your tenderness, you see. But if you're new, to be true to your new self, your new being, you've got to be able to break the brain of its old habits. And it says, well, I'm losing all my friends if I don't talk about the past. Now, do you want a friend that only talks about the past? Because if you do, then you want your life just as it is. And if you want your life just as it is, good, why not have it? But then you wouldn't be here, would you? You're here tonight because you don't want your life as it is. Oh, the brain does. Our brains love the habit, love the familiar. None of us likes moving house unless it's to an exciting new place. None of us likes losing our job. Right? We love the familiar. Well, we all live a brainy existence, don't we? But the brain is not the lovingness, the longing for life. That's a different part of us. Feel it inside of you, deep inside your body, the simplicity of you, the thing that can sit here and checking all the time, is this the truth? Is this the truth? That's the brain listening, because the brain is a wonderful instrument that can listen to see if it's the truth. And that then, the truth then goes down through the brain once it's listening and reaches the consciousness, the truth that you are in there, the love that is in there. Now, I haven't talked about the past yet, have I? I'm still talking about the present. And what is the present? The present is the new. And what's the new? It is you. You're the new. You're the new. So it's a matter of standing, being the new. Now, don't take any thought. As soon as you think about anything that I'm saying, you will think about the past. Because all thought is about the past. So that's the next thing you've got to endeavour to do. Not only not talk about the past, but not think about the past. Give you an example, right? Because we must always be practical. We must apply this. How am I going to do it? Well, I'm here to tell you how to do it and help you. And that's why I'll be inviting you to ask questions after, to help you in any way I can to be new. Say you go to a movie. It is quite common to lie in bed at night and think over the movie, to go over it or a play. Can't do that and be new, because that's exercising the brain and making the movie familiar. Go and see the movie again. You see, that's new. Don't think about it though, that makes it old. It's because we live in the past that we do this and we say, well, I saw a lot more in that movie the second time. That is true. You're likely, when you go to the movie the second time, to see a lot more in it, but that's in the present, isn't it? So it's fine to go to a movie in the present. But as soon as you think about the movie, you've absented yourself from the present, and you're missing what's going on now. And you never know. God might appear in front of you, and you'll miss it. Because you know how often when we're thinking, someone speaks to us and we don't hear them. Or we cross the road and the car nearly knocks us down because we were thinking. We miss what's going on. But for people who live in the past, that's the fondest and most beautiful entertainment, is thinking about the past, because that's all you can think about anyway. And that pretty well names everybody, doesn't it? And people say to me, I love thinking about the past. And I say, yes, I know you love thinking about the past. Everybody loves thinking about the past, but would you tell me something new? See, that's not you to tell me that everybody loves thinking about the past or you love thinking about the past. That's not new, is it? If you said to me, I do not think about the past, I'd say, well, that's interesting. And how does that feel? And you'd have to say, well, it feels great because I can feel it now because I'm new. And I say, yes, that's wonderful. We can have an intelligent conversation, can't we? Not a word about the past. What's it like to be in the present? And you'd be able to tell me, this lady here in the blue with the glasses, what's it like to be in the present, here now? Pardon? Fine? Yeah, you know, that's the beginning of an intelligent conversation. But usually if you speak to people, you say, how are you? Or they say, good day. And if you ask them a question, they'll tell you about what happened, how sick they feel, or how tough things are, or the big decisions they've got to make, all in the past. You don't have to make a decision now, do you? Anybody here got to make a decision now? So the only decision you're likely to have to make would be whether you're going to get up and walk out. But really, it'd be best not to make a decision, because any decision you make will be on the past. The best thing to do to be new is to just sit there and see if your body gets up and moves. Because that's new. Now, to make love, if you've been watching Richard Gere making love in Pretty Woman, and how many of our young people learn from the magazines, which all write about the past, of movies and everything, how to make love, because nobody teaches our young people how to make love, do they? Not much has been made for years. But at any rate, they all learn from Richard Gere in this life and what they can pick up here and there. Now that's all the past. So the poor children are being taught how to make love in the past. Now, I don't have to tell you that you can't make love in the past, because you always make love in the present, don't you? And if your lover is not present when he makes love to you or she makes love with you, it's not going to work. You're going to be unhappy within 24 hours or 36 hours and wonder what's wrong with you. Because when you make love, when you are together as two people, whether you're making love or not making love, you are making consciousness, like we are now. And because if there is past in what you are addressing to each other, you are failing the human race. You've gone and slipped into past. And so the consciousness that has developed between the two people is past consciousness, old, familiar stuff. And that makes people discontented and unhappy. If you make love with your body, and you absent the past out of it. You don't try to make love as someone told you, as you knew used to work, as you've known worked before last time you made love. That's making love in the past. You make love fresh and new because you love it. Now, what does the word love mean? All this is in your experience. You're checking it, aren't you, to see that I don't say some rubbish. You've got to keep checking it to see if it's the truth. So that keeps you present now, doesn't it? Because you're not just a listener. Listening means to check it now with the present of your own experience now. So if you make love, when you're making love, you make love with your body in the present, because the body is the present. Look at my hands moving. Are they moving in the past? They're moving spontaneous. I'm not endeavouring to move them. Am I endeavouring to move my lips? No. I am speaking in the present. Am I thinking about what I'm going to say? No. I am saying what I am saying. I am new. You and I don't know what's going to come out of this mouth because I'm speaking in the present. But if I have rehearsed anything, if I know what I'm going to say, to already know something is to speak from the past. And then the people around me will be listening in the past. You know the hardest thing for me to do, to talk to a scientific gathering, for instance, a gathering of medical doctors. The hardest thing for them to do would be to listen, because all medical doctors live in the past. All scientists live in the past. Would you believe that? You see, a scientist has to be a man or woman, like a medical doctor has to be a man or woman. But if they say they are a scientist first, all scientists are in the past. All men and women are in the present. So a scientist will listen to me through his great body of knowledge that he's inherited from the science. And any great body of knowledge is in the past. So he won't be able to hear what I'm saying, so he'll say, oh, that's a lot of old nonsense. You see, because I talk about love. What is the definition of love? Let's get it. Checking this one, aren't you? Now you see if my definition fits anywhere near what your definition of love would be. My definition of love which is the truth, but don't believe me, check it. Love is now. I am now. My body is now. My body is emptied of past, inasmuch as it is spontaneous now, and therefore my body is love now. My body is not talking about the past now. For if I were talking about the past, I would not be love. I would have past or familiarity in me, and the scientist or the professor or someone else would be able to understand me. But when I talk about love, only people who are new can hear me. Every other subject is in the past. So you can see how much the newspapers, magazines and movies have to do with love. Nothing. You cannot make a movie about love, because love is made now. Who by? Me. Now don't put your me out here. This is you, isn't it? We get that all right? This is you out here. Me is in that body on that chair that you can feel intimately. Love is made now by me, or love is realized or known now as me. I can feel love in me. Don't put your me out here. What are you feeling in me? Could I ask you? Just check me. Me is now, you know. There's no greater substance of now. No more real substance of now than me. Feel it? You can touch the table if you like. You can smell the flowers. But the flowers, the significance of the flower, the reality of the flower is known in me. If I smell it and say that's awful in me. Right, that's fair enough. Some things are awful to us. It's smelling terribly. But it's in me. And it's true. Whatever happens now is true. But I'm asking you, when you're not smelling the flower like now, what's it like in me? Anyone wants to tell me what it's like in me? Yeah. Anyone want to speak up? What's it like in me? Yes, the man in the yellow. It's good in me, right? There you go. Now, how does he know it's good in me? Only if he's now. It can't be good in him yesterday. It can't be good in him tomorrow. To feel good in you now is love. Because you've got to be listening. You've got to be present. And there's no excitement, you know. No drinks, no music, no mantras, no little dances. Yeah. All you got is me. And me is my reality, isn't it? Do you know that very few people can stand me? You can put that both ways if you like. Because I'm always talking about me. And that's pretty selfish and arrogant, isn't it? Well, that's if you don't listen. But if you listen, this is a you. I'm talking about me. And when I talk like this about me, a strange thing happens inside of me. I start to feel easy and light. Because, you know, me, don't put your me out here, this is you, me is isolated most of the day. Me is not felt, not listened to, except if me feels angry, me feels a problem, ring up someone, oh, I've got a terrible day today, really got it bad today, I've got a big decision to make. But this is all I talking. About me. Well, that's strange, isn't it? I talking about me. Because me doesn't have a voice. Me is a simple, silent, beautiful thing inside this body, isn't it? It's the love that feels, just want to be recognized, be acknowledged. I just want to come out and just stand naked. But can I? And I say, no, I am afraid. So I stop me from receiving the beauty of life, because I am the monitor. I've got something important to do. I've got to get to the office and I've got to make some big decisions. What about me? The me doesn't get a word in, doesn't get heard. Because me is the tenderness of the love in me, isn't it? In this body. And I always know what I'm doing. I'm the big noise around here. I know all about love. But love is made in me. I don't make any love. Where is this I? There is a body, and there is me inside the body. That's how love is made. You have to get rid of I to make love. I being any monitor, any thought. This is good. That would be I. This is good. When you're making love. You know it's good. You don't have to say it's good. Unless you were to speak to your companion, your partner making love. Then you can say, this is good, this is beautiful. Because you are addressing the person who is helping me to feel the pleasure. But to say it to yourself, this is good, is quite unnecessary. Because that's the talker. That's I talking. To think this is good, that's the monitor. When you have a glass of water, do you have to say that is good, or do you just drink it down and know this is beautiful? Every time you use the talker, that's the past. Because it's already been known that it's good, isn't it? Through the mere action of it. And then the old talker comes in after and says the obvious, that's good. And what's the advertisement for Powell's Bitter? Ah, that's good. The old talker. It's in all of us, but we have to know what you're dealing with. The talker is the monitor. The talker knows what it's doing. You'll see it on television. We've all got it, right? But we just got to understand ourselves. You see it on television. Gives an interview. Says what it thinks about anything, about anything. It'll talk about anything in the past. And then, having known so much and being so sure of what it's doing, lose one thing. Lose a mother or a child or even a motor car. And my God, it cries on the floor and says, oh, God, help me. But you were so sure of yourself yesterday. Oh, I'm not now. No, I just lost everything. Well, I said, well, you haven't lost everything. You only lost your child. You haven't lost your life. Oh, it's just my life is gone, finished. That is a lie. It is indeed sad that you've lost your child or your mother. But everybody's been losing children and mothers since time began. What's special about you? Haven't you learnt anything from all the children and mothers that have died? Well, have you? Are you going to be on the floor too when mum or the child dies? I'm asking you that leading question. You can't answer, but you can look at it, can't you? Because if you go on the floor and say, my life is finished, then you are not new. You are old, and the old always suffers. Only the new that can let go, that can face life as it is, does not suffer. Sure, a sadness occurs in me. A sorrow occurs in me. For a time, a shock occurs in me. It can't be avoided. Nothing wrong with that. But it's the holding on to the shock. It's holding on to the sorrow, isn't it? It's attachment to it. It's not letting go of it. It's thinking about it at night. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Who's thinking what am I going to do? I am. And what does I know? Nothing. Because you don't even know whether you're going to survive yourself tomorrow. So stop thinking about tomorrow and let's get on with it. Let's get on with tonight. And give the body good rest. Let it recover from its shock. Let's stop thinking. Let's be new. Let's absorb the dark if necessary, for the dark is a healing thing. Would you like to have a look at me inside your body now? Yes, I'm saying have a look, the extraordinary thing. Because if you're new, you'll hear me. Perceive me inside you now. It is dark. Very dark in there. And so it should be. The only light is sunlight and starlight. There's no light in me to speak of. It's dark in me. And if you can stay with the dark in me, you'll be healing yourself every second. Because you can only stay with the dark in me, you'll notice. You're seeing me, perceiving me, feeling me, is perceiving me. The dark starts to heal me, who's been bothered by all these worrying, active thoughts and upset, and you start to heal me with the dark. So it is at night. The dark is for making contact with the dark, the healing dark, the restful dark. If you wake up in the night, don't think it'll only be the old woman or the old man thinking. Look at the dark. Be still. Feel the dark in me. See the dark outside, without and within. Do not worry about, oh, I'll be too tired to get up in the morning. That would be the old man or the old woman thinking about the past as the future, because you wouldn't even know there was a morning unless you'd had this morning, which is in the past, or yesterday's morning. There's no morning in the future. Start to live with the dark, with the new, right? And heal yourself. Like now. In the stillness or silence of now. Be with the dark of me. Be in the dark with me. And yet, then you can be in the light outside, and you're all still healing yourself. For this I that's always talking, always doubting, always fearing, always getting excited, always wanting, always looking for satisfaction, this I disturbs me all the time. How do you think me gets disturbed? Me's in the dark, and I report to me what's important. So I report that this is my mother, and I identify my mother over and over. And then I say, I've got to be kind to my mother, and I've got to love my mother, and I owe my mother this and I owe my mother that. So I program myself in the past. I program myself like the 10 Commandments, what I should do and what I shouldn't do. That doesn't run life, you know. Like the 10 Commandments don't run life. My body does not obey the 10 Commandments, you can forget that. Somebody's got to kill someone tonight. Might be you never know. Oh, you could say it was an accident. Yeah, well, that's what a lot of people say, but somebody's got to kill someone tonight, and thou shalt not kill, you know. Rubbish. 10 Commandments, rubbish. All in the past. Thou shalt not. Be very careful if you ever say thou shalt not to anybody, because you might be the one selected by life to thou shalt. All thou shalts are made in the past. They're not new. Jesus is in the past. If you say Jesus is now, I got some news for you. If Jesus is now, and Jesus is good, and Jesus is right, and Jesus is true, then all I can say, that's me. Don't put your me out here, please. If good and right and true are now, why call it Jesus? Why not call it God? God is in me? Well, of course God's in you, because God is life. And there is life in me, isn't there? Isn't that good enough? Or do you have to go in the past and invent a whole fiction about a man nobody's ever seen? And yet by all the pictures and paintings, you'd think that everybody knew what he looked like. He might have been a dwarf. Well, mightn't he? Nothing wrong with dwarfs, because somebody's got to be a dwarf. Somebody's got to look like me out here, you know. Or you. Somebody's got to. The thing is, why does this I name all these things? If anything is good and true and beautiful inside of me, we'll call it God. That's a good word, isn't it? It doesn't mean anything. It means everything if it means everything. But don't give it a personality like someone who was born of a virgin birth. That's real priest stuff, you know, real fairy tales. Why do you have to have someone born of a virgin birth? Man has been working miracles for years, you know. There's few of them now, but once he could work magic left, right and centre. More an Eastern way. The Western way is a practical way. Like the practical way of drugs, a form of miracle. Because if you could have got at some of those lepers that they were stumbling around with there 2,000 years ago, you just have to give them a few shots of a drug today and they'd be cured. And they'd all get up and worship the doctor, wouldn't they? Well, we're too practical for that now, because we know that magic has now become the magic of chemistry. But psychic magic is possible. You can work psychic magic if you like. You want to, these people who visualise, you can visualise certain things and bring them about. That's magic. You're practising magician. The only trouble about magicians is that they always have to take it from somewhere to bring about a power, to bring about your own selfish will. You've got to take it from some other place in the human psyche. And that means someone suffers when you'll use your selfish magic, or I get into this thing. You see, I'm always trying to work magic. This I thing that disturbs me. It tries to work magic. That's why they go and say, teach me this, teach me that. I want to become a master. People want to become a master, a guru, mostly to work magic. You know, to impress people, to do things. Because everybody's guru where I come from, as long as you are new. See, guru means always new. Always new, every moment. That's what guru means. Are you new now? Are you listening? The only reason I'm talking is that so you will stay with me. So you will stay with guru. Me. So I've been talking for half an hour now, just simply so that you will stay with me. When you stay with me, strange things starts to happen. You start to feel healed. You start to feel a new authority came into you. Because me is the authority, not I. Me. All love comes out of me. And I suddenly know it. Even hunger comes out of me, you know. Oh, I didn't know I was hungry. You've heard that? I didn't know I was thirsty. You've heard I say that, haven't you? I's always last to get the message. So you've got to stay with me. Now, me is a very, very strange creature. If you like, it's as old as life itself. Feel me, check with me while I'm speaking, listen with me. See, you just open up all your senses and it goes straight down into the solar plexus and floods through me. You're listening with me. Then you're listening not with your brain, but with the whole of your body, not just a head. Me is the whole of my body, not just a monitoring head. Every time you worry me. Isn't that true? Every time I worry, I disturb me. Me does not worry. Me is beautiful. I was saying it's as old as life itself. It is beautiful. Feel it? But I, who am this forward awareness, put loads and loads of emotion into me. I load me with all the rubbish in the world. I say that's important. I say that that's important. Now, I want that. Me, as you'll notice, wants peace. Me wants love. Me wants truth. Me wants to be simple, innocent, at rest, and yet at the same time fulfilled by love. Just check this, please. Me is the most important thing on earth. Not I. Not what I think's important. Me is. Me is my tenderness. Me is my sweetness. Me is my love. That's the most important thing on earth. And if I want to load that with what I imagine to be important before that, I will disturb me. Me will then get emotional and start to be discontented. That discontent will rise up into my brain, and my brain will start to think, and I will get all nervous because I has no basis except in me. You see, I am only as steady and as free of unhappiness as the ground is, me. So if I have peace in me, I am. My values start to get right. I don't get fazed and fussed because I've got my root in me. But if me is emotional because I has got all the wrong values, looking for excitement instead of love, trying to do this, trying to put this value before something of importance here, me gets disturbed and gets emotional. Are you with me? Now let's see what happens. When I do not inform me that life is good, like I'm doing now, life's good, right? Feel me? Life is good. Life is in me. Is it good in me? Yeah, it's good. Life is good. As soon as I start to inform me that something that don't inform me that it's a lovely day. Not such rubbish. Have you ever heard such rubbish in all your life? Have a good day. Have a good day. Are you trying to work some magic on me? Because that's what it is. You're trying to get me to have a good day in the future. Because that's not now, is it? You're wishing the future on me. That's going to make me unhappy. Because me doesn't have a future. That makes me ignore me. Makes I ignore me. Me doesn't have a future because me is now. Feel it? Don't worry, whatever's going to come is going to come. But for God's sake, don't wish to have a good day. That's taking the power from none and pointing it magically towards some psychic magic to try to create a good day for someone without taking responsibility for it. That is a lack of responsibility. For you should not wish anyone anything that you cannot give them. Is that the truth? You might wish them the wrong thing, mightn't you? What's a good day? Huh? Now, if you were an Iraqi, a good day might be that you went and killed a few people on the other side. Or the Americans, a good day would be that the war would start and they'd be able to kill someone on the other side. That might be a good day. You want to be very careful when you wish anyone good. It'd be better if you didn't. Give up this magic right, and talk about now. Is it a good day now in me? Then you gather all your resources that you've been scattering left, right and centre and you give them to me. And then me heals the old wounds, lacerations in itself that I have put upon it with my stupid ideas. Stay with me. Me, of course, is integral with the body. See my hands just moving there? It all comes out of me. It's only to demonstrate, in some way emphasise, there it goes again, what I'm saying. Me and my body are great mates. I and my body, well, I'm the one that says, well, milk's bad for you these days, but it was all right when I was a child. We couldn't get enough of it. I's always changing its ideas of what's right diet and what's wrong diet. Always. I's the one that selects what's good today, what's flavour of the month. I'm the one. Poor old me has to take it all. All those tablets. All those tablets in. Whereas if we just let me decide what I like, for it all goes into me, so why not leave it to me? You know? And if I eat something and then I just check, how does this feel, me? Well, you'll be right. Now, if I eat peanuts at this time of my life or whatever it is, I know that nuts sort of make a bit of a pain in me. Now, you might say, you might be an expert and say, you've got so-and-so. Okay, fair enough, but I've only got me. And I say, right, I'll just avoid those for a while because they don't sit right with me. But I might try that when I get a taste for them in a few months. I might try some, mightn't I? Try a little on me. That's all right, me can take it. Yes, that's all right. You know, me changes. So you go by me. Now that airplane orange juice, bang, straight to the stomach. Me doesn't like it at all. That doesn't mean that your me won't like it. I'm just talking about this me to get example. So I go by me, no thanks, I won't have one, thanks. You know, they come backwards and forwards the orange juice 4 or 5 times. If you're going abroad, you drink nothing but orange juice, unless you get into the harder stuff. So you let me decide what you want. So it is with love. You get a body near you that doesn't suit me, that's all excited, you know, that's trembling with excitement. I mightn't be able to pick it, but you put it against me, and me will send up a message. Not good, not right, not true. Something's wrong here for me. So you don't let that body into you, whether it's man or woman, because that's not right for me. But you can only do this as long as you're making love with me. If you're making love with I, who hasn't got the sensitivity of me, then you make love with opinions, because I have all the opinions. Me doesn't have any opinions. Doesn't. Me's spontaneous. Me loves love. Me loves the body making love with me. Well, it's beautiful. I am the one that says, well, that's a bit of a disaster, or that's not right, or I don't like the look of you, or I don't like this, or I don't like that. That's what I do. And it could be that me says, this is a beautiful body. Dude, this body suits me. Somehow or other there's a peace in this body. I love it. And I say, oh, look at the shape of this. Look at the shape of this. This is, oh no, I don't want to know that. Well, you've got to watch this, haven't you? So be careful, very careful of I who have all these opinions. And live with me. So for a while, I who have all the opinions are going to try to overrule me. When you start to live with me, I am going to enforce my opinion on me over and over again. So there'll be a period of considerable confusion. You won't know whether you're I or me. But don't worry, me is the source of love. And love is far finer than the grainy old forcefulness and selfishness and willfulness and patheticness of I. And I can only get along with it so long. But eventually, I am going to lose something very precious. And I will collapse like the phantom that I am. And that will leave only me. I will be on the ground saying, my life is finished. And you, after this night, will hear me say, as I am saying now, it is not. There is still me. There is still life in me. These things have been happening since time began. I feel affected, for everything affects me in some way or other. But it's all right. Life goes on. Life goes on in me. So then me comes forward and takes over for this pathetic I, if you'll stay with me, which you will do after this night. Because we have to make this distinction, don't we? In other words, we're going back to the truth. All truth is in me. It's the only place. All opinions are in I, the thinker, the worrier. You only worry in your head, you know. That's the thinker, the monitor. Join the whole of your body. Put your head on your body and make the whole of your body me, then you've got some authority. No one can shout you down anymore, because I is a great shouter, a great bullier, a great I know when it doesn't know. What do you want, man and woman? I'm asking you now. What do you want? Well, what you want is what you've got now. That's the first thing you want. Some peace, some truth, some authority in me, some realization that, yes, I'm steady in me. It is good in me. The more you stay with me like this, the stronger me gets in this body. You're then not overwhelmed by this other thing. Now, would anybody like to ask me a question about anything? Anything I can do to help you understand what I've been saying in your life? The application of it in your daily life, in your now life, so that we can make it work, so that it's not just a proposition or a dream. Anyone like to ask me a question? Yes.
When you were talking about now, when I have a conflict with somebody and I'm trying to clear that conflict, you always talk about what has happened, but still there's the conflict. So how can you
Say.
the person in that moment talking about something which has happened, but somewhere you're still in that situation?
Yes, well, could you give me an example of this? We talk to an example.
Well, if somebody says something to me what hurts me.
Right. Somebody said something that hurts me. Now, the question is, how do I stay out of the past, right? So, if you are hurt, if I am hurt now in me, the hurt is now, isn't it? Right? So I know now that I have hurt in me. So I say to the person, why did you do that? Why did you say that? That's a fair enough question. I say that now, don't I? And the person will, if they're honest, if it's a partner or someone, will give you a straight answer, I trust. If it's a partner, the idea is to get honest with the partner so that you're able to say, why did you do that, which I can feel in me now was disturbing to me? Why did you do it? And then honesty would say, looking inside of me, that person, because that's the only way you can be honest. Can't go from this thing, because this is all dishonest. You'll think of the best excuse, won't you? You go inside of me to be honest. You go up here to be dishonest and specious. You say, yes, it was unthinking of me, but there's no such thing as unthinking. I think I wanted to hurt you because I wouldn't say such a thing if I didn't want to hurt you. And you could then say to me, why do you want to hurt me? And if I were honest, I'd say, now that's a good question. There must be some resentment in me towards you. Yes, because I will only say something cruel to you if I want to hurt you. So I'll look at it inside myself and see why I did that. There wouldn't be any conflict then, would there? Because you and I were honest, and we didn't get emotional and accuse each other. But if I said, you told me last week or yesterday, you said so, and today you've done this, you're into all the past. You must always speak in the moment when it happens. Or if you've got it lying inside of you, which often happens, someone says something at the breakfast table, you think, I think it's all right, but it's not all right because I can feel it in me all day. You've got to get to that person as fast as possible, mum, dad, partner, lover, child, and say, this is disturbing me, means I can't be in love in me. Because if I'm disturbed, I can't. It covers up the love, doesn't it? The rest, the peace. And the only way to get it clear is to address the person in honesty and get the situation right. Because this is where familiarity comes in. The thing that I started off speaking about. If we allow each other, talking about partners, to get away with little cruel things or unright things, we can't be bothered getting it straight. That can't be bothered then comes between us. And if can't be bothered comes between you and me, the next thing is I can't be bothered making love with you. Right? If I can't be bothered getting it straight with you, my partner, eventually I can't be bothered making love with you. You've laid there in the same bed. Every man knows what I'm saying. I can't be bothered. Right? That's because I couldn't be bothered to be honest yesterday and other things. For love, it's all about love. You know that woman. And that's what makes it familiar. And love can never be made between two familiar people. They then stay together for comfort, to security and companionship. That's not love. That's the biggest bore on earth. Those three things. You might as well live with a friend. Who wants to live with a friend? I want to be with love. If I'm with a man, a woman, right? I want to be with my woman in love, not in companionship, thank you. And she'd say to me, as she has said, I don't want to be your mate, thanks, old mate. You know, that sort of mate. Of course she doesn't. She wants to be my woman, my love. Right. Anyone else got a question? It becomes a little bit disturbing in me sometimes, the way I talk. Makes us look at our lives, doesn't it? Yes?
I suffer from insomnia, and everything you've talked about tonight tells me why I do it. And yet, when I'm in the middle of it, it's almost impossible to break free.
Yes. How does the insomnia express itself? With that, are you thinking?
Am I thinking? Well, thoughts come in.
Yes, but it's not, it's emotion.
It becomes a torment.
Yes.
And I become extremely emotional and self-hatred.
Yes. Yes, it's all. So when you're in the middle of anything, take worry for instance. When you're in the middle of it, no chance of stopping it.
That's right.
Same in insomnia, no chance of stopping it. Anger, a little more chance, but while it's there, once it's got going, no chance of stopping. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Once it's in. Now the thing is to get to it before it starts. So you've got to remove the cause of insomnia. All insomnia is caused by lack of making love. Because we sleep very well when we've made love. Very, very well. You know, you can hardly wait. It's not so, because after you've made love, of course, you just love the being that you're with. But quickly you both, because you've made love, go to sleep. Because the body, me, loves the love in me. Nothing can disturb me then. Now, I can't get into me unless I have love. So, I have to put it straight, that's the cause. And it's not just the cause of insomnia, it's the cause of all unhappiness. So we're not just talking about this lady's problem, right? So I have to say that to you. And then I have to say, yeah, okay.
Well, this started when I was about 11.
Dad or mum? Dad or mum? Accommodation? Between mum and dad, right. Not far off, mum and dad. Now, a child of 11, with the puberty years coming up, a girl of 11, most sensitive time, with the puberty years coming up, most sensitive time. The psychic structure is being changed. The magical change, not the magic. A man, man working magic, the old priest stuff. The magical change in the puberty years is starting in the girl's structure. She's becoming able to produce new life. She is very, very vulnerable then to the pressures of mum and dad, to the home, the accommodation, to any molestation that might occur to her, anything that might happen to her. So that's very important, that disturbance, because it makes you afraid that there's a tension in you. And I don't know what the circumstances are, but it's usual that they're going to have an argument. You're trying to protect one from the other. You take responsibility at that age. You try to keep them apart or make it right for them so that they won't argue. You're trying to pat the flames down. You take an enormous responsibility because we do that as children. We want peace. We don't like to see the ones we love fight. That creates an emotion, a drumming emotion of tension. The thing that removes that, and that's what he's supposed to do, is a loving man. And I'm not a loving man. I'm not talking about someone who says he loves you, right? No, the usual marriage thing and the ring on the finger and all the rest, and we're fiancés and all this. I'm not talking about that man. I'm talking about a man who truly loves you, that loves you in the body, not about he's going to look after you for the rest of your life, but loves you. Put your body at ease, at rest.
I know that.
Of course you would, you're a woman.
I know that, and when I don't get that,
That is so. So,
and I feel guilty because I'm like that, because I make it, because it is so important to me, and I feel guilty about needing it.
to be loved,
Well, when I feel that when someone's withdrawn from me and I'm not being loved, I feel it intensely.
well, you will, because it repeats that old problem, which you can't get rid of now, because mum and dad, everything's changed, but the problem still drums in you, and now it's there to be solved by man, because that's his job. He's supposed to take everything that you woman have had on you. The love of man is supposed to take out of you, right? That's what he's there for. His whole purpose is to love you, to take away all the pain that has been put into you by man in the past. That's what he's supposed to do. Man being dad, or the familiar family, who are all unhappy, make us all unhappy as kids. Even though we overcome it, the essence stays there. The residue stays in there. Now, the question for you is, in what you just said, that there's no need to be guilty because you want to and need to be loved. That's the end of it. We all do.
I'm afraid of the word need, because that implies that I'm demanding something that I shouldn't be demanding.
Yeah, well, let me say that we'll approach this from another way. Why does this man, it's got to be a man, withdraw? That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Right. Okay. We're over here where this lady was speaking, because it's always going to come back to the same thing. Where this lady was speaking, I was speaking in the moment. You must address it in the moment. You ask him, why are you withdrawing? That's not, he'll rubbish you. He'll tell you, I will tell you all the rubbish in the world. You have to be stronger than that. And you'll only be stronger if you know what you want. You want to be loved. You've got to know that. That's the one thing that you want. If you want 5 things, you can forget it. If you want two things, you can forget it. If you want one thing, I want to be loved, you're home already. Only there's a bit of time between you and the fulfillment, because you've got to get it right what you had wrong. So this man, as soon as he withdraws, you say, you have withdrawn. Do you know why? What does he say? No, I haven't. Or, no, I'm talking to everyone, not just you. You understand that this is a common thing. No, I haven't. Or, if he's honest, he'll say, yes, I have. Then you say, why? Somewhere it will be resentment because he is not allowed to do what he wants to do. Somewhere you are stopping him in his mind. So he will have resentment towards you because you've encroached on his freedom. Or he doesn't like the look on your face. Or he doesn't like something, which still means that he resents you because somehow or other you are stopping his freedom. Now you've got to get it right with him. You've got to make man honest, woman. You cannot let him get away with what he's got away with so far. Then, finally, if he doesn't be honest with you, you've got to leave him. Because how can you live with someone who doesn't love you? And please don't fall for that one. But I love you so much, darling. That is not love. Love, if a man lives with you, or if we live with a woman, right? So just put it on to man. If you live with a woman, the only way you can show that you love her is to make love with her. Otherwise, go and live with your boyfriend. When are you women going to wake up to it? It is not a demand. It's a sheer fact of life, of your life. You need to be physically loved. Or am I making this up? Yeah, well, you'd think I were, you know, because it sounds like bad news or news to you, but it's not.
What about the excuse of, well, it's tired, it's late, I've got work to do tomorrow. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, all these rational reasons, very,
very,
reasons,
very.
We have to get up and do our...
Very rational. Very.
It makes sense, and I said, yes, I understand all that, but I
Doesn't woman understand? She's the most understanding creature. Really. What about it? You say, righto, man, but which do you want? You want to be tired, you want your work, you want to do all that, or do you want me? Finally, I tell you now, that's where it's going to come down to in every single one of you. Not just this lady. Okay, it's awful. Before that, though, you have to get him honest to know what he wants. Why is he tired? Because he goes to work and earns all that money to pay the mortgage and send his kids to school and pay for everything. Then woman says to him, forget it, give it all up, love me, we'll get through, we'll make it. Take a cut in salary, do anything, but let's, for God's sake, love one another or love one another. Otherwise, what's the point? Otherwise, you'll be unhappy. Now, our parents have been living like that, and all the people down there, Napoleon and all of them, they all lived like it, you know. It's not good enough anymore. Not where I am. Where I'm here to put an end to that. I'm here to get it right. Not easy. So start with honesty. Ask him, what are we living together for? To come home tired, to have some drinks together, to be with our friends. Is this what we are living together for? To have a big house? To have a nice house? To look after the garden? To have 2 cars? To have a bank account? Is this what we are living together for, man? That's pretty rational, isn't it, what I've been saying? No, what I'm saying is logical. You must always put first thing first. Why are we living together? For you to be tired? Then we must not live together and make you tired. To go to work like that and work so hard that you come home tired. You see the logic? Okay. Would you like to ask me any other question before I go on? To apply it to your own situation.
Well, we don't live together anymore. We did. It's a little hard because it probably was very thin because we just couldn't seem to get on. I was having this night after night in my sleep.
Right.
And it escalated in those arguments and he'd get angry and that would further irritate me and I'd further my sleep. It became worse. And so we're now coming back together again, but we're not living together at the moment.
When you say you're coming back together again, you're making love together.
Sometimes.
Won't work. You still have the insomnia. Won't work. But you tell me it is working. Well, I can hear it's not, isn't it? Is it working?
No, it's not.
It can't work. It's all right. It is good that you're weeping, really. It is good that you're weeping. Please don't take that as anything. It is good that you're weeping. That's what I'm here for. So that you and I, man and woman, can talk openly and honestly. And if it makes you weep, they're right tears. They're tears of love because you are releasing the old pain. You must know how to deal with the situation. If you break apart with a man, which is the right thing to do, it is so that he will learn what he loves. He either loves all those things that I mentioned, or he loves you. There is only one way to show that he loves you, and that is to change his wicked ways. Did you hear the word? His wicked ways. He hasn't changed his wicked ways because he's still getting a meal of you every now and again. A meal of you for a man means to enter your vagina and make love with you. That's a meal of you. You give him that, he can drift on like that. No. He can drift on like that until he meets someone else. But if you do not give him that, that is the reason for all his despair, and when he comes to himself, that's what he wants. He wants to make love with woman. That's what he wants. Woman, my woman, the woman that I speak to, the only woman in the universe who is in every woman's body. The woman that I speak to when she's there ready to enter that body and be the authority that she is. She knows or hears it when I say, give him nothing. That will soon bring him to his senses or he'll leave you. But if he loves you, he'll change his wicked ways. But don't give anything to him. Don't give it to him until you know that he has changed. And you'll have to be very, very careful. When he thinks he's changed, when he shows he's changed, be very, very careful. Because he might carry inside of him a deep emotional hurt. And as soon as he gets you back, it won't be long before he's up to his old tricks again. So the only way when you come back is you've got to say to him, I trust I'm speaking to everybody, aren't I? That's why I'm answering this question at such length. When he comes back, you have to say to him, woman, my woman, this is now going to be on a basis of honesty. For honesty must always precede love. Woman does not need love first. Woman needs honesty first. For what is the good of a dishonest love? But she falls for the old one. She falls for the love first. And there is no honest love without honesty first. It slips away, becomes familiar, and degenerates into companionship. And haven't we got a lovely house, darling? Love. So honesty when he comes back. It is still dishonest. He doesn't know what he wants. So it will slip into what it was before. All right? Don't be downhearted about it. You're a woman of this time. I am master of love of these times. I speak to you. I give you power, authority. I give you the truth. You have the power and strength to do it. And when you do it, you can make a man of a man. And there's nothing that man wants more than to be the man that he is, instead of the wimp and dishonest person that he is, the sexual predator that he is. He's sick of it. Any man that is man is sick of it. He wants a woman who truly is the self, who truly is the power of love. That's the woman that he can love and wants to love and will die for, because he must die for love. But she has to be woman enough. And unfortunately at this time, woman has to make a man of man. He's doing his best, but you, woman, have the power to make a man of him. But my God, it's not easy, because you've got to do some very, very hard things. Okay. If anyone wants to argue with anything that I've said or put another point of view, that's okay by me.
Yes.
Yes.
Why are you asking me to find fulfillment through partnership?
Pardon?
Why are you asking me to find fulfillment? I guess this is, in some of what you're saying, not all of it, to find fulfillment through partnership.
Well, what do you mean by partnership?
What do you mean by partnership?
Oh, well, then you used the word.
Relationship?
Well, man and woman living together, something straight like that?
I guess so. I also quarrel with that.
Well, I didn't say man and woman should live together. My teaching says that man and woman can't live together. How about that?
I agree.
Well, are you here the first time with me?
Yes.
Well, yeah, okay. So you wouldn't know all that I've said in the last 10 or 12 or 30 years. Right, fair enough, but that's the basis of my teaching. Man and woman cannot live together. They can be together, right? But as soon as they live together the way it is now, they'll become familiar. And they'll become dishonest. And the only thing that can make woman is man. And the only thing that can make man is woman.
The only thing that can make fulfill a person is themselves, sure.
Mm-hmm.
You're speaking, maybe I'm not getting it somehow.
Oh, but we'll get there. You keep speaking. It's good to hear the other side so that we can speak to it. We're only here to find the truth, right? Everybody, right? Let's keep going. What did you say?
What I'm trying to find out, I guess, is there's me, and me, I guess, needs to be fulfilled. My me.
And how are you?
How I am fabulous. I'm just great, and that's true.
Well,
but it's not. It's
you say you've been to the opera house. I'm not going to doubt you.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm asking you is, why are you pushing this line of? I mean, maybe you're not of finding fulfillment in a relationship. Maybe you can expand on that for me. I'm just trying to find.
Well, you will never be fulfilled, no matter what you say, without love of man.
But I quarrel with that too.
You're right, eh? Then you will be fulfilled without man. So that I have no quarrel with you. I'll see you in 10 years or a couple of minutes, a couple of days, I'll see you sooner or later. And you'll see yourself in the mirror sooner or later. And what you'll be looking for inside yourself for fulfillment, even though you think it's something else, will be man to love thee. Physically, beautifully, physically to love thee. That's what you'll be looking for. But it's all right by me if you say you don't, because I don't disbelieve anybody.
pleasure and pain, love and hate, they, to me, polarities, and to me there's an equanimity of me somewhere between those polarities. And that's me, that's my fulfillment. It's not love, that's not hate. It's a harmony between those things.
Who told you that hate was the opposite of love?
It's one opposite, there's many.
There is no opposite to love where I come from. How about that?
Yeah.
Polemic or reality? You tell me what's opposite to love. I know of no hate.
Well, nothingness, but even that.
No, nothing is not opposite to love. Love is something. Love is what I am. There is no opposite to what I am.
Well, I mean, if you are love,
Yes?
then you are, it's like putting a value on the moment.
Well, let's say I am free of unhappiness every moment. That's putting a value on life for the moment.
So am I.
Then you are indeed in the place that you state. And I have no argument or anything to say to you. You are fulfilled. Right? And I am not joking. If you are free of unhappiness every moment of your life, then you are indeed fulfilled. And you have no need of me or any of anything I say. For I am only here until thou art fulfilled.